One of the highlights for the 2015 Yankees was the debut of Luis Severino. Now, there'd been a lot of talk about Severino within the baseball community, and he gave Yankees universe a reason to be excited. Here's a little bit more on the year Severino had in our first prospect profile.
Entering last season, Luis Severino was considered to be one of the top pitching prospects in all of baseball. After getting off to a fine start with the Double-A Trenton Thunder, Severino was promoted to the Triple-A Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders in late May. And once he got to Scranton, the 21-year-old right-hander dominated his competition. Over 11 starts there, Severino went 7-0 with a 1.91 ERA, pitching so well that he earned a promotion to the majors after Yankees management decided not to move Severino or any other highly touted prospects at the July 31st non-waiver trading deadline. Upon reaching the bigs, Severino became the youngest pitcher to start for the Yankees since Phil Hughes in 2007, and he lived up to the considerable hype that fans had been hearing. Severino did not look overwhelmed one bit, posting a 2.89 ERA over 11 starts while giving the Yanks a boost in their successful push towards a playoff spot. If the early returns on his major league career are any indication, Severino looks like he could be a huge piece of the Yankees' future.
Well, we talked a lot during this season about Severino not being overwhelmed by any big moments. Jack, is it crazy to say going into 2016 that he might be the guy with the least amount of question marks in that rotation?
I don't think it's crazy at all. And you look at the fact that he's only made 11 starts, you might want to say, well, wait a second. No, you still want to see this kid prove himself. But I think he did prove himself last year. You talked about how he doesn't get phased out there. I love that about him. But part of not being phased is because he has such great confidence in his stuff. The fastball, the slider, the changeup. I love how he works quickly. Talked to David Cohn a lot about pitching, and he said you can put batters on the defensive when you're on the mound, you're on the rubber, you're ready to go. So, no, I don't think it's crazy. I think you're 100% right. I think he has the fewest question marks of anyone in that rotation.
Sandy, how much of getting a taste last year will help him in 2016?
Oh, I think a ton. I mean, he's coming into this spring knowing he's going to be in the rotation. There's not a matter of going in there and having to prove yourself. It's about getting ready for the season. And I think for young players, a lot of times they come to spring training and I have to go pedal to the metal from the first day of spring training to try to show I belong here and I should be on this team. He can just do what he needs to do to get himself ready. He knows he can pitch in the big leagues. Had some really good games last year. And like you said, he's probably their least question marks of anybody. Between injuries and everything else, a lot of other question marks hovering over that rotation. He's not the ace yet. Tanaka's still the ace, but won't be too long.
Yeah, I mean, his whole story is one of the very best things that happened to the Yankees last year. Not just the fact that he pitched well for 11 starts, but the fact that they held on to him. You know, the fact that they didn't do the knee-jerk thing and say, let's go chase a really expensive ace and trade this guy. Because, you know, any ace you could have acquired, if you would have taken what Severino gave you, I mean, for the major league minimum, plus 6 more years of control. So it just shows you that, if you believe enough in a prospect and you've brought him along the right way, that you can get so much value from that. I mean, we saw the Mets. The Mets rode 4 of those young guys to the World Series. The Yankees need more of those guys because often when they come up, that prime happens right away, and you get it for a real good value, and you're not paying, into someone's decline years. This is exactly what they need. Yankee fans should be really glad they held on.
Yeah, so young, just 21.
Right.
He'll be 22 in the upcoming season.